are one day closer to Mavericks basketball, where we finally get to see the fruits of all of the hard work that the team put in over the summer unfold right in front of us. All the trades, acquisitions, all the roster changes that we made, and see what this team can actually do this upcoming season. Will Luka Doncic have another MVP caliber season? Will Derrick Lively make that second year leap? A lot of players and a lot of staff have a lot to prove. But two people in particular who I think have the most to prove are Jason Kidd and Klay Thompson. Jason Kidd, can he show the league that he is a coach of the year candidate in leading this team to another finals? And Klay Thompson, who just left the dynasty that he helped build, can he win another championship with another team? And in this video, we're going to take a look at a few things that I've seen floating around on Twitter, have a little breakdown of it, and give you my opinion as well. How's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we start with today's video, the last few videos have not been getting a lot of likes. You're not really showing me love. I'm not really feeling the love from you guys. Last video only got like 94 likes. If we can try and get this video to 300 likes, I'd appreciate it greatly. If not, I'll grow my hair back. If y'all want to see a hairline that goes way back here, I don't. So please just like this video, and I'd appreciate it greatly. But like I said in the intro, the Dallas Mavericks and all the moves that they've made, this team is going to be very scary this upcoming season. A lot is to be expected from this team. Kyrie Irving, can he continue to be that great co-star to Luka Doncic? Will Derrick Lively make an amazing second-year leap? There's a lot of questions that will be left unanswered until the season starts, but there's a few things that we can definitely speculate, and the two things I definitely want to talk about in this video are Jason Kidd and Klay Thompson. I mentioned in the intro how Jason Kidd really hasn't been seen as a coach of the year candidate, and as fans, we've been frustrated with Jason Kidd time and time again, but overall, he is a good coach for the Dallas Mavericks. He fits this team very well, and the team responds in kind to his coaching. No matter how you may feel about Jason Kidd in the regular season, we've seen him be an amazing coach in the playoffs until the finals came, where I don't want to say that he got out-coached, but you can make the argument that he did get out-coached. It was our first trip to the finals, cut the guy some slack. But overall, Jason Kidd is a great addition to this team, as this roster is the best it's ever been. Jason Kidd has all the tools he needs to get us back to the finals and win the finals. But with that being said, he does have a lot to prove. He's had a very tumultuous career as coaching. He was in Milwaukee, where there's a lot of horror stories about how he would just run the players ragged, some players passing out during a Christmas Day practice that he called the guys in. And then he was over there in Brooklyn, where he was an assistant coach, really wasn't doing too much. But with the Mavericks, he's made 2 NBA Western Conference appearances, Western Conference Finals appearances in the 3 years that he's been with the Mavericks. In the 1 year that we didn't make the Western Conference with Jason Kidd, we didn't make the playoffs at all. We were obviously ethically tanking for Derrick Lively, and it paid off. But Jason Kidd has proved that no matter what you see during the regular season, no matter what sound bites you have of him, Jason Kidd will show up in the playoffs and he will coach his team very well. We've seen it time and time again. But with that being said, he has a lot to prove, because with this roster, he really doesn't have any excuses. Not like there are any, but you can't really just say, hey, it is what it is. No one died out there. I'm just watching like the rest of you guys. You got to take a little bit more accountability. You have all the weapons. You have the veterans. You have the star power. You have the role players. You are ready to go. You have everything you need as a head coach to take this team into the playoffs, into the finals, and come out on top. And it's up to Jason Kidd to really show us what he has learned over his many years as a coach, combined with just the basketball IQ that he had as a player, winning a championship with Dallas, but now being able to do it as a coach. He's got a lot on his plate. But the one thing that he's definitely going to abuse a lot this year, in my opinion, is Klay Thompson. Having someone who can just shoot the 3-ball like the way Klay Thompson does is insane. And if we take a look at Klay Thompson's stats for last year, they're not too flashy. I mean, for most players, they wish they could put up this stat line. And for Klay Thompson, this was arguably one of his worst seasons. But even so, he was still able to put up 17.9 points, 3.3 rebounds, 2.3 assists, 0.5 blocks, 0.6 steals, 1.5 turnovers, and 1.6 fouls per game, while shooting 43% from the floor and 38% from 3 on 9 attempts a game, by the way. He shoots 39% on corner threes, 93% of his threes are assisted, and 61% of all shots are threes. And obviously being one of the league's best three-point shooters, arguably NBA's one of the game's best three-point shooters, Klay Thompson will come in handy for this Dallas Mavericks. Everyone knows how we love to just put guys in the corner and just pass them the ball whenever Luka's getting double-teamed. But now we have someone who can excel in that. Now, obviously, we want to see some off-ball movement. We want to set Klay up for some good plays. In Golden State, he was running around screens a lot. He was always just waiting to get open from Draymond or from Steph Curry. But now now Klay Thompson has Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic able to play make for him. Klay Thompson will have to run around less screens. He'll have less running to do. If we want to put him in a corner, sure. If you want to have Klay Thompson do some pick and pops, sure. Why not? We have a lot of options, but I do believe that Klay Thompson will be a lethal weapon for the Dallas Mavericks. If we just take a look right here, Kenyon Martin on Klay Thompson's first game back against the Golden State Warriors, he said Klay going to get 35 shots. J-Kid got that a-hole in him. He's going to make sure that boy gets all the shots. And I truly do believe that at times Jason Kidd can be not a master manipulator per se, but he can definitely play a little bit of mind games, be a little bit petty. And that first game back that we do have against the Golden State Warriors, which is pretty early in our season, I also agree with that statement. I do believe that Jason Kidd is going to have Klay Thompson taking all the shots. His first season outside of the dynasty that he helped build, outside the team that he won championships with, Klay Thompson is going to get so many shots. I think Jason Kidd will want Klay Thompson to take all those shots to feel acclimated, to understand that this may be your ex-team, but this is your team now. Take those shots. Get the ball. Show them that you didn't make a bad decision, that you didn't choose the wrong team, that you chose the right team. And I feel like that is a huge confidence boost. Even though Klay Thompson is a 5-time All-Star, 4-time NBA champion, will obviously go down in the NBA Hall of Fame, that's still confidence that you want to instill in a star player and in someone who's on the starting lineup to have. Some players do freeze up when they play against old teams. We all know what happens when Kyrie plays Boston. Whenever he goes into TD Garden, the man freezes up, forgets that he's Kyrie Irving. We don't want that to happen with Klay Thompson. I don't think that's going to happen with Klay Thompson, but I do believe that Klay Thompson is going to go just lights out. Either he's going to shoot a whole lot and just miss a lot, or Klay Thompson is going to drain at least 8 or 9 threes, maybe even 10 threes in that first game back against Golden State Warriors. 10 may be too much. I think it might be like 6 or 7, but I do think that Jason Kidd's going to want Klay Thompson just to shoot every shot that he gets, to just, again, show the league, show the Warriors, I made the right decision. I can still play winning basketball. I can still help another team win a championship. Watch me work. And if we continue with this, Jason Kidd did say, we truly believe that he gives us something that we haven't had. A guy who's not afraid to take the shot. He's been in championship situations. He understands what it takes. He understands what it means. We believe that we're building a championship team, and him being a veteran, his experience being in big games, and then being able to play both ends, we truly believe that he's going to make a lot of open shots for us and have fun. Jason Kidd said this just the other day. So that kind of goes hand in hand with what I said earlier, how Jason Kidd's probably going to have Klay Thompson take a bunch of shots against the Warriors, probably against a lot of teams. We're going to rely on Klay Thompson to please just keep shooting the 3 ball. We'll live and die by that all day, every day. It's definitely an upgrade from someone like Tim Hardaway Jr., where it's really just up to a coin flip if Tim's going to make the majority of his threes. But this right here, I mean, Jason Kidd already has a lot of confidence in Klay Thompson, and not just with his shooting ability, which is something that goes without being said. We can talk about it till we're blue in the face. Klay Thompson is a great 3-point shooter. But Jason Kidd mentioned both ends of the ball. Jason Kidd still believes that Klay Thompson has what it takes as a defender at the age that he is now. Of course, he's not the old Klay of 2016. He's not that same defensive player. He's had injuries. He's a lot older now, but he still provides enough defense to a team like the Dallas Mavericks where we don't have to worry about your assignment. And if that's the case, we got Najee Marshall, Quentin Grimes, and a couple other guys off the bench that we can easily slide in for you, take a little bit of that load off your back so you can rest and just go back to shooting threes. But we do got another one continue saying, Jason Kidd said, when you talk about the recruitment, it was a lot of people that were involved in that. But one of the biggest players in that was Kai. Kai being able to be player to player, detail his experience of what Dallas has been like for him in 2 years, and being able to tell Klay the honest truth of what he thinks can happen with Klay coming to Dallas. And we all know how that story goes. Kyrie Irving had a strong hand in recruiting Klay Thompson. They both won an Olympic gold medal before. They've been up against each other in the finals before when Kyrie was in Cleveland. So they go way back. But knowing that Kyrie believes in Klay, knowing that the organization believes in Kyrie, believing in Klay Thompson is huge. And obviously Jason Kidd, he understands what he sees in Klay Thompson. He's a great basketball mind himself. So that's a no-brainer. But it's good to know that at least from this, there's not going to be a lot of issues, no ego issues amongst our star players. It's one thing when you have someone like Luka and Kyrie Irving. There was a lot of just uncertainty if that would ever work, especially after we saw Luka not work with Kristaps Porzingis. But it did work. It did work with Kyrie and Luka. And I think that we don't have to worry about the same thing that we were about with Kyrie, but with Klay Thompson. I think Klay Thompson will come in effortlessly. He'll just fit right in with the team. He was already looking at film before he even signed with the Dallas Mavericks, so he already had an idea of where he could fit with this team, how he can help us win a championship, how can he help us win games. So it's good to know that not only will Jason Kidd prove all the doubters wrong and just show them that he can be one of the top coaches in the league, but Klay Thompson has a lot to prove himself as far as what can you do at your age, considering all your injuries, and considering that nasty breakup with Golden State. What can Klay Thompson do for the Dallas Mavericks? And then the only answer to that is win a championship. And I believe that he can help us do that. But the last thing that I want to show you guys is this right here. ESPN experts votes for the NBA Coach of the Year for the 2024-2025 season. Now, let's take a look at some of these coaches. You got Tom Thibodeau at the top from the New York Knicks. Okay, cool. He's a good coach. He likes to run them into the ground. 4 flat tires. Okay, cool. Mark Daigneault. Okay. Joe Mazzulla. Okay, you just won a championship. I get that. Greg Popovich. You got Victor Wembanyama. You got Chris Paul. But, I mean, that's kind of high. All respect to Greg Popovich. Coach Pop is one of the best. Kenny Atkinson. And then Nick Nurse. And then Taylor Jenkins. And Eric Spoelstra. Ime Udoka for the Houston Rockets? Oh, all right. Didn't we knock them out of the play-in? Okay. And then Jamal Mosley. I want to say that's the Orlando Magic. Okay. I don't see Jason Kidd's name up here. I don't see the coach that just made it to the finals on the broken back of a Luka Doncic with a roster that literally was assembled 6 months prior, with a team that also only consists of 2 players with any NBA Finals experience and only 1 player with a championship. Taking a team full of guys that never made it that deep in the playoffs isn't considered a top 10 pick for Coach of the Year out of 30 head coaches. Jason Kidd didn't make top 10. And that's why sometimes you can't tell him. You got to show him. Jason Kidd's got a lot to prove, but I believe that he can do it because he has the right roster. He has the right pieces. But let me know what you guys think down below. Do you think that Jason Kidd should be in the top 10 for Coach of the Year? Do you think Klay Thompson is going to prove everybody wrong? Let me know down in the comment section down below. We could have a conversation. But that's what I got for you guys today. Thank you for making this far to the video. Make sure you check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. Consider becoming a channel member. We are doing another giveaway. The winner will be announced the first week of September. But till next time, y'all take care. Drink water. Peace.